Are you aware of the Shisa Nyama Index? Now, the Shisa Nyama Index is a measure of the cost of living in South Africa, specifically in townships and rural areas. The index tracks the prices of a basket of goods that are commonly used in a Shisa Nyama, which Bloomberg deems as a backyard barbecue, namely maize meal, onions, tomatoes, curry powder, salt, frozen chicken portions, beef and vors. Why is this relevant? Well, unlike many other global indices, this truly represents a large portion of consumers in South Africa. And for the first time since 2022, this index is showing a slight relief in SA food prices. Minister Enoch Godongwana delivered his national budget speech. And while the tone was neutral and not political at all, market response wasn't too positive. There still seems to be a lot of uncertainty around the elections later this year, meaning this year will continue to be volatile. The rand appreciated by just over 3% against the dollar this month alone. Some good news though is that the seasonally adjusted SA Headline Purchasing Managers Index, or short PMI, moved back into expansionary territory in February with a reading of 51.7. after plunging to 43.6 at the start of 2024. The first US interest rate cut was delayed as many market commentators expected, but the question now is whether we will see a deeper and more aggressive rate cuts mid-year. The New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq enjoyed the better than expected earnings reports. It does seem that AI continues to dominate as a global market theme. Now, in South Africa, inflation came in at 5.3%, while 1 year ago inflation was still trending at a very high level of 7.1%. And over the last year, the JSE is still down and closed on 72,443 points. The rand has depreciated over the last year. Last year, end of March, we saw a closing price of 18.08 rand to the US dollar, while at the end of Feb, the rand was trading at 18.89 rand to the greenback. The ALBI had a negative 1 month, and as did the JSE, while local listed property had a positive 1 month return number. The MSCI All Country World Index was up 7% for the month. In light of the recent budget speech, we saw no relief for the consumer in terms of inflationary adjustments to personal income tax. Neither the tax tables or any of the rebates were amended. And it is perhaps worth mentioning from a financial planning perspective that RAs could now again be positioned as an ideal retirement vehicle. Not just in terms of the retirement part, but also the monthly cash in hand that could, in a sense, help the end consumer. So be sure to make those tax calculations and ensure that you make use of a retirement annuity for this purpose. Now, moving on to our model portfolios. We are delighted to share with you the stellar performance of our model portfolios. You would know from watching these updates that the outcomes-based model portfolios are measured using the 4 pillars of outcomes-based investing. Yet, it is also valuable to show the brilliant quartile rankings of these models. With an official 4-year track record, and yes, it's been 4 years since COVID, and 4 years since we launched our model portfolios. These models all rank first quartile. Now, when looking at the relative performance of each model and considering their respective rolling periods, you would notice that the 1-year performance is lagging a bit against the CISA categories. But the 3-year, 5-year and 7-year numbers all outperform the CISA categories by a fair margin. Remember that we deem consistency, achieving the outcome, managing the risk, and preserving the capital as crucial to our monitoring process and the way we manage the model portfolios. Now, as we show now on the screen, the range of model portfolios are on the website, and whenever you click on any of these, you will be able to see the latest 4-pillar numbers. As always, the Market Smarts contains a snapshot of our model portfolios, the unit trust fund return numbers, as well as index returns. And also some useful comparative numbers such as bank deposit rates, which is sure to help with conversations with your clients.